And here you are once again, likely out of boredom or by mistake. But either way, you're stuck. It's like the outer limits. We have control of the horizontal and the vertical, the testicles, the spectacles, the wallet, and the keys. And here you are. This is Josh Barnett, Conquers the World. This is episode 3. Yeah, I know it seems like it's been an eternity, but, you know, that's just how things like this go. Today, we have the lovely and also a resident of Cascadia. Have you heard of Cascadia?
I'm gonna assume that it's a Northwest reference.
Yes. Well, it's like this idea of a separate country all in of itself, made up of Northern California, Oregon, some of Idaho, and Washington. And
Courtney Love invented
BC.
it, right? I think she did. I think it's
in an acid flashback. No.
Doesn't she have a song about Cascadia?
I don't know about that, but I don't think Courtney Love has ever had the brain power to ever conceive of the idea of a separate state of anything.
I was going to say that she stole from Kurt Cobain, but whatever. Let's move on.
So we have also from the Pacific Northwest, Katee Sackhoff from up in my neck of the woods, sort of, 4 hours away.
It's true. It's true. It's very true. It's my neck of the woods, but it's fine.
Oh. Now we're going to claim ownership over some pine trees, hipsters, and like software companies.
Yeah, like the rest of the world. You know.
I wonder what hipsters look like in, say, I don't know, Zimbabwe.
Right? There's hipsters everywhere.
I'm sure there are.
I think that the Northwest, I think that Cascadia probably invented it, but it's fine.
Well, it was something that was written about by an author. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but it's an old concept, actually. And somewhat based on how the original purchase of the land occurred back in the day and how it was divvied up and what used to be the United States and then what those territories were considered, and California was actually still part of Mexico.
Right. Well,
so
that actually makes complete sense. You know, you never know when you're going to learn something throughout your day, and every once in a while it comes from Josh Barnett. And it's usually a quite intelligent comment. And it makes you feel stupid.
I steal all my shit off of Laffy Taffies and inside of Snapple Caps.
Really? I'm Wikipedia, so we're kind of in the same range there.
Yeah, totally. No, it's
I think
similar.
the same people write for Wikipedia that write for Laffy Taffy.
And Snapple Caps.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Like, horse walked into a bar and the bartender said, "Why the long face?"
That's actually me laughing. Because it's
Termite walked into
my house, which is being tented next week.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I love circuses.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Every time I drive by one of those things, I for the split second that it takes me to drive by, I think about bouncy castles, which I'm very fond of. Children's
ponies.
Parties, which I'm not very fond of. And circuses, which I'm very fond of.
Do you crank up the...
Yes, I do. I have that in my car. It's amazing that you know that about me, that's my horn. It's really interesting.
It goes with the fact that you can hide like 15 midgets in your car.
Probably.
And then have them all spill out all at once.
I do.
And comical, colorful menagerie of garb and start juggling.
It's true. It's true. I can't juggle balls. I mean, you know, I can juggle some balls, just not...
Just 2 at a time.
3
Just 2 at a time.
Only 2.
No, 3 would be weird because that would mean
3 would be weird.
Yeah,
because then
really
that
odd.
would mean that you're missing the sword. So
yeah,
if you think that third one is a ball, you're in trouble.
I'm just imagining Katee juggling balls at the moment.
Evan,
do you have any expensive? Well, you don't have a black eye, so
there's that too.
You have good head. You have good head movement. You don't have a black eye right now.
I have good hand-eye coordination. We're good. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Working the speed bag on a regular basis.
It's true.
Evan, do you have any experience with juggling balls or any other spherical objects?
No, gave it a try once. Wasn't for me.
More of a sword swallower, huh?
Yeah, really?
I had to find out myself. It just wasn't there.
Well, everyone's got to juggle once in their life.
Yeah, everybody juggles once.
You know?
It's called experience.
Yeah.
You know, it's college.
It's life experience. I didn't go to college, you know. That's growing up on movie sets for you.
Anyone that would have you, you wouldn't want to join that club anyways. I think that's what, God, who said that? Groucho Marx or?
Yeah.
Yeah, any club that would have me, I wouldn't want to be a part of it.
That's true, but so sad.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. funny enough. Well, I mean, if you watch old Groucho stuff, I think he's still hilarious. I think a lot of people that are looking for a way to be funny or interesting or diverse in terms of what Hollywood puts out there, although I mean, there's only so much of that you can actually control, because it doesn't matter how diverse, funny, interesting, off the cuff, independent or individualistic you are. There's some asshole in a suit that just wants to take that away and decide to homogenize you into the most, I don't know, 2% milk version of whatever it is, because they think that sells better.
You have to fight that. You spend your entire career fighting against being shoved into a box. So, yeah. Groucho Marx, not in a box.
No. But I'm not necessarily in a box, but I've tried to get into the box more often than I can count.
You know how it's an interesting thing how we went from balls to boxes. Mm-hmm.
Very rarely are these boxes gift wrapped.
It's true.
But they do sometimes have a crunchy outer layer.
You just, wow, I don't know what kind of boxes you're eating, or getting into, or getting around. Or
ones with peanut butter in them.
Okay.
Hopefully.
All right. And we went there. So, we've now joined the Katee Sackhoff and Josh Barnett sex hour.
Is that what you thought?
I
am a complete straight shooter. I don't have anything to do with...
You were just talking about boxes?
Yeah, boxes.
You have a huge box.
I do. I've got lots of giant boxes, especially the ones that I use to move.
There was a line in Riddick, really funny story, where... Jordi Moya is this actor that's really amazing. He's actually in the World Cup commercials for some liquor right now. I don't know, but he's walking through like a alley with like fog and shit. But anyway, I digress. The line, he didn't speak English very well, so he didn't really understand a lot of the dialogue that was written. Jordi Moya was the one who gets his head cut off.
The bad guy, leader.
Yeah. So there's this line with Dave Bautista but Jordi would also try and ad-lib as well, but he can't. And English is not his first language.
So he's going to ad-lib.
Yes. And he doesn't understand what he's talking about. So there's a line about, I'm going to put your head in a box. And he decides to ad-lib that when someone says, do you have a box? And he goes, of course I got a box. I got a box. He's got a box. Diaz has a huge box. And he had no idea what he was talking about. And everyone was fucking dying.
Great cavernous wide box.
Dave Bautista has a massive box.
Yeah. Huge. Unkempt and wild.
It was a really funny moment about boxes. So yeah, there's that.
You know what? And everybody thinks boxes, U-Haul, that kind of stuff. It's way more interesting than that.
It is.
So yeah, Riddick. I did go see that in the theaters.
Did you? You saw my boob.
I did. Just the left one.
Yep.
It wasn't the money. It was not the super money boob you're holding out on that one. The right boob.
I am holding out
right
on
boob commands
the full frontal double boob shot. It's gonna have to come pretty soon because Mama is not 25 anymore. So. It's like there's only so many shots you can do with your arms in the air to make your tits higher. I mean,
don't forget the laying down on the bed one.
That's true. I got that one too. I think Kim Kardashian's mom mastered that in a swimsuit at one point when she, was laying down. Everyone looks 20 pounds thinner laying down. FYI.
That's where I've been making all my mistakes with my fight photography. Me and my pre-fight stuff. I need to be. Can you come by when I'm laying in a bed with my arms over my head?
It's perfect.
Makes my tits look great.
My tits go up to where they were when I was 25.
God,
it makes your rib cage stick out just a little bit so you look emaciated. It's kind of awesome.
I remember how nice my tits were at 25.
Right?
No, I got a lot of compliments on them.
On your tits?
Yeah.
I did too.
Big time.
I did too. But yes, saving that moment.
Yeah, for righty.
The double shot.
Righty and lefty together.
Boobies. Yep. Tag team them. We're going to save that.
But for those interested in Katee Sackhoff's frontal giblets, go rent the last Riddick movie. It was called Chronicles of Riddick.
Just snorted.
Fucking up some shit. Was that the title?
So. Yeah, I think so. Chronicles of Riddick. I should know this.
Evan.
It was something about darkness.
Chronicles of Riddick. Some fucking darkness. That's what it was.
No, it was just called Riddick. It wasn't
just called Riddick.
It was just called Riddick. Yeah, I'm gonna go. That's for all the money. Final answer.
Well, okay.
Just called Riddick.
I personally hold them responsible for that. Because they tried to build upon this whole idea of an integrated universe and storyline and things, starting with Pitch Black. Fantastic movie. Oh, great film.
Yeah.
And then they went very big with the second film, which I liked a lot of the imagery from it. I liked some of the concepts and ideas from it.
Yeah.
But then whoever in Hollywood was behind like changing, rearranging, messing with stuff, moving the plot and re-script writing, fucked that movie over. So it could have been a way better film. They had a lot to work with. They had a really good cast, of people that I felt were actually good in the, not just they were good actors, but I felt like they were well cast in the roles that they had for them.
Carl Urban was fantastically cast as Valko.
He is, really, and I thought he did a really good job with that, and I really loved him as Judge Dredd. I thought that was awesome.
See, it's another example where Hollywood fucks shit up because I auditioned for that and didn't get it. So
you didn't get Judge Dredd?
I didn't get Judge Dredd.
Oh, you would have been perfect. What role?
The chick, the Sandra Bullock character. Yeah, the girl. The second one. Not the first one.
No, I know.
Yeah, the second one. The one Carl Urban was in. Yeah, the Sandra Bullock character.
Means
the girl.
She wasn't in the second one.
No, I know. I
know.
Well,
but the
chick,
the judge, Anderson.
The other judge,
yes.
Anderson.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
She was, Sandra Bullock was Anderson in the
original
first one.
with Sly Stallone.
Blah.
Yeah.
What a bad movie that was.
Oh my God. See, here's the interesting thing about you and I is that I have only in my entire life, I think, turned off one movie or walked out of one movie. And it was the Avengers movie with fucking Uma Thurman back in the day.
Oh, it was a adaptation of the British.
Yes. God, it was so dreadful.
It looked like a bad film.
It was really
Ralph
bad.
Fiennes too,
Ralph
right?
Fiennes, yeah.
Wow. How could you have a talent like that and ruin?
Only movie I've ever walked out in my entire life. So I actually loved the second Chronicles of Riddick. I really did. I thought it was an awesome movie. And I actually liked the first original Judge Dredd.
Oh, I hated the first Judge Dredd. But see, even the thing that I really do dislike the first Judge Dredd because they had so many good aspects. And you know what? I don't hate on the sidekick dude, Mr. Making Copies.
Oh gosh, I have no idea.
He was Rob Schneider. I don't hate on Rob Schneider for doing Rob Schneider stuff. He just didn't belong in that movie.
No, I mean,
but they used some good elements from the. Oh, good.
I'm fucking with shit over on
you're
my
breaking
microphone.
the mics
I'm
now,
sorry.
huh?
I'm sorry. It's just when there's sticks in front of my face and balls in front of my face, I try to make sure that they're all in perfect alignment. So I'm moving the microphone so
we have this all
directly
on camera,
into my face.
Yeah.
So Rob Schneider doing Rob Schneider totes. Agree.
Yeah. But I didn't like the second Chronicles of Riddick for similar reason. I didn't like the first Judge Dredd only because I felt like the potential was there. I thought there was some.
It's the difference between making a movie R and making a movie PG-13. Mm-hmm. When someone comes in and they make a movie PG-13 for a broader audience, I think that they lose some of the depth and the darkness.
They dumb it down.
Right. Well, they don't dumb it down. They kid it down.
I'll call it dumbing it down. But even still...
I'm diplomatic because I still need a job. So I'm calling it kidding it down.
But have you watched any PG movies that came out, let's say, in the 70s or early 80s?
Yeah, like Goonies and shit.
Some of that stuff. Or even Raiders of the Lost Ark is a PG movie.
Yeah. Well,
heads exploded.
I know.
Nazis blew up. Yeah. Faces melted.
Yeah. What's the company called that does the ratings? They are...
MPAA, yeah.
I don't really know what they're called, but they're completely in the pocket of someone. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that and believe that and back that up with all my heart.
Well, my favorite thing about the third Riddick movie was you, and that's not just because we're buddies.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I have to say that it was what it was, and I'm glad I went to go and hopefully put, I don't know, if you ever got a quarter that showed up
Colleen
in the mail.
watch that?
I did.
Did you?
And we both.
And when my boob came out, did she go, "Oh, Katie's boob"?
No,
like,
I don't think
girl's reaction
I don't think that was. She's like, "Oh, look, tits.
Look at
cool.
Katie's tits. Yeah. She's not 25 anymore."
Awesome. I feel like I know her so much better now. At least one piece of her anyhow.
Yeah, right.
I've seen her
it's
areola.
True.
I mean,
Yay.
I can know what her soul is like. So
yeah.
She's a hardcore. She's really a big sci-fi fan. Colleen is and nerd for cinema, in a sense, not like I am, but
Right.
But,
There's not many people like you, Josh. But yes.
So her and I both left with the same impression.
Fantastic.
But we both
Listen,
thought you kicked ass.
I don't care what impression you left with. You went in and put down your $15. So I really don't care how you walked out.
Hey, you know what?
You could have fucking crawled out with your tail tucked between your legs
True
with
enough.
her riding you. I wouldn't have cared. Screaming profanities.
We don't do that in
care.
public anyways. We keep that for
Scott
around the
and I
house.
do. We
Keep that
do.
for around the house.
I like to ride him in public. It's, keeps things fun.
Sure. Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Keeps him on his toes. Because otherwise, he might pop a rib.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. I think I just blushed.
Did you get wounded?
I did. Yeah. That's
On
what happens
Longmire?
with work. You get wounded every once in a while.
Longmire, right?
Yeah. Longmire.
How is that going? This is third season, fourth
Third
season?
season.
Third season.
Done. I think episode 5 aired last night. Episode 7 is amazing. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that right now. Really good episode with Peter Stormare, who I'm a huge fan of.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know many people who are fans of like acting that aren't fans of Peter Stormare. Like, back when he came on the massive radar in Fargo. The guy's just a brilliant actor. But, and so, yeah, so third season, episode 5, Monday nights, 10 o'clock. Watch that shit. Watch that shit. I mean, I don't,
So TV's you're no stranger to TV, obviously, because a lot of people, and this isn't just because of just inherent nerdiness, but it's actually because people loved Battlestar Galactica. It was a huge hit as far as its demographic and what they were looking to get, and as far as making sci-fi incredibly relevant for a wider audience. But then the crew, the cast of that show is just ridiculously talented, you being part of that. So most people will know you from an amazing show with an amazing character and amazing performance as Starbuck in Battlestar Galactica. However, you go from being science fiction, lots of ass kicking, lots of space stuff, very, very distinct difference from, say, working in modern day era in the dirt.
Yeah, like
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. There are a lot of places that I've been in this business, and I have to say that I have never in my life been to a place that is so like dusty and brown as New Mexico. In parts of New Mexico, it is, for a girl born and raised at sea level, it is a shock on the system. It is a shock on every part of your body. Like it is just, my body like craves moisture when I'm there. Funny.
Go through a lot of lotion?
Oh, I do. And humidifiers. And come to find out, you're supposed to wash those every week.
Moisture beads.
I didn't know that. Moisture beads. I have the Vaseline moisture beads. Thank you. And Aveeno. I take baths with that shit. I squirt everything in that I could possibly imagine. And are you talking about different moisture beads? You're an asshole.
I did not say anything
You're
about.
horrible.
No, I'm not. No, I just.
You're talking about lube, and I'm talking about real hard, fucking dramatic.
Actually, there
body
was
shit.
something in the news or some sort of blurb out there, and this has nothing to do with Benoit balls or anal beads or anything.
I don't even know what fucking Benoit balls are, so we're good to go.
Well, apparently, you and Benoit have different stories.
Are they those two little balls that stick together that you put inside your vagina that make you do Kegels? What are they? I don't know.
Actually, we'll get back to that. But
fantastic.
All I know is that you said the word squirt, and Josh immediately looked dead into my eyes.
Because I just knew he was going to react. So,
horrible.
hey, but do you remember when you used to blow bubbles when you were a kid?
We went from talking about
I know,
Kegel
yes.
balls to
do
me
you
as a
remember when
child.
you used to blow bubbles when you were a kid?
Bubbles with what? Like the bubble stuff, or like with bubble gum?
You remember blowing bubbles,
yes.
though, right? Well, he told me to tell you hi. So.
Could you imagine if I actually did blow a clown? That'd be amazing.
Well, why'd it have to be a clown? It could just be an unfortunate,
kid named Bubbles.
conception between one circus performer and a chimpanzee.
It's like the fucking clown from Billy Madison. Like on your hands and knees. Wouldn't even have to be because he's on stilts. You could just stand there and like, head bob for a while. It'd be amazing.
Why not?
Wow.
But Benoit
Wow.
balls are
Seriously.
like a Chinese thing. They're
That
these,
you eat?
these round balls, and you insert them inside.
Oh, you don't eat them.
No, I think that'd be pretty difficult for your dental hygiene. Chew on these steel balls.
Are they like those little metal things that you can?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah?
Kind of. I mean, I don't know if when you insert them, you walk around and you hear
Oh, you
bells
mean like
chiming
in Grey's
everywhere.
they had this in 50 Shades of Grey. I know what they are.
Oh, wow.
They're those balls that he made her keep in her vagina when they
Yes.
went to dinner.
Yes.
See? You just had to say 50 Shades of Grey. Every woman between the ages of 17 and 65 in the United States knows what those balls are now. You just had to explain it properly.
I'm sure
Just
production
saying.
has increased immensely.
Just
so,
saying. Now they're
I've
branded
been,
with the film.
we
the
were,
film studio.
we
on
were
the side of them.
talking about dusty brown ball. What were we talking
We
about?
were talking about New Mexico
right,
and Longmire.
moisture beads.
Okay.
I saw a thing on a little blurb on the internet about the actual beads themselves that they're putting into shower gels and whatnot is actually being detrimental to the environment. Something about the composition of them.
Listen.
So
I will give up my fucking shower gel the moment everybody throws out those goddamn K-cups and stops using those stupid coffee makers that are polluting the planet.
Fucking tastic that you said something, because I have a huge gripe. Not grape. Gripe.
You have a grape.
Yeah, I have
too.
a huge grape too. But I have a huge gripe
Yes.
with K-cups. I don't hate on the idea of Keurig trying to make a product that didn't exist. Fine. Ingenuity is great.
Fantastic.
But you blew it on this one, because even if you try to... So my mom has one of these. And
Scott has one of these.
and I told her, I go, get rid of this fucking thing.
Kills
'cause
me.
Not only are you adding all this extra detritus to the environment, all this garbage, all
Don't
this
even know
crap.
what that word is, but keep going.
With these plastic bullshit cups, she goes, oh, well, they actually, this one company makes some that are biodegradable, whatever. I go, look, Mom, you're still wasting shit. Like, I bought you a French press and some coffee in you. I know you have a grinder.
Right.
So just go through the process, grind the fucking beans, put them in the thing, press it. It's going to taste better.
Some things are sacred.
And it's so less wasteful. And then even still, here's the big kicker. If you're trying to be healthy and say not get
Ingest
cancer or
plastic?
something crazy. Yes. Hot shit,
plastic.
Hot shit through burning plastic.
Can we talk about the fact that if you leave bottled water in your car
and heat,
it contributes to breast cancer, and now we're actually heating plastic in our coffee.
Yes.
Such a great idea. You might as well drink it in fucking styrofoam too, because your kids are gonna have two heads and be blue. It's fine, and you're whatever.
Well, then they could be extras on Battlestar
right?
Galactica: The Next Generation.
Some things are speaking of things that are sacred. I want to talk about Dodge Ram right now, who is
Ram?
the company who's one of the sponsors of Longmire. And the last time I said some things are sacred was when I found out that instead of shifting on the tree, on the column, or in the center console, they now have an air condition dial in their fucking trucks to change the gear. So right next to the radio and the air conditioning is your gear shifter that looks the exact same. And it's like, I'm sorry, are we in a truck or am I a douchey chick like driving around? I mean, this is a truck.
Are we answering that?
This is a truck. And yes, I am a douchey chick. I'm not a douchey chick. That's horrible.
I've never smelled vinegar and baking soda on you at all.
No, you haven't. No. But yes, some things are sacred. Put the shifter back on the tree.
I can have some understanding with your gripe, but what I will say is that actually Chrysler was one of the first car companies, to my knowledge, to with their Torque Flight 737 automatic transmission back in the 50s, they had the push button.
Yeah. Okay.
Being a 57 Belvedere, right. And you're just pushing buttons.
It's really hard to do stunt driving in a fucking truck that has no shifter, and you're just right. You're literally shifting next to the air conditioner.
I agree.
It's like, it's the most confusing thing. Dodge, give me back my fucking stick.
Okay, I hear you. Give her the woman her stick.
Thank you. I want
Give her
my
her stick,
Dodge.
with bumps and whistles and
I want
everything
it back.
all over it. She wants
I want
it.
my stick back.
Big-
Thank you.
She wants to get firm grip on it.
We own the Dodge truck that my character drives on the show. We're a big Dodge family. We've got Jeeps and the fucking Charger thingy and the Dodge
All the
truck.
thingies.
We got all the things in the Chrysler Jeep Dodge family. So give me. I think that I'm an actual consumer of this product. Give me my fucking stick back. Thank you.
I hear you.
I'm done.
I hear you.
I'm done.
I hear you. I do.
Things
Evan.
are sacred. How do you feel about this, Evan?
Some things are sacred.
You know, it seems that there's an echo in this room.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be the guy that says, yeah, we should have push button shifter.
Would
Right?
you? How do you feel about vehicles in general? Like, what is your stance on a car, truck, whatever, your mode of transportation?
I'd kill someone for 57 Bel Air.
Okay.
Look at you. Okay, I can respect
All right.
I love those.
that. All right.
All right.
I can-
Okay, but
Big
now,
fans.
but let's just talk about reality now.
Do you actually have a car?
I have a car. It's not a 57.
But you
Bel
have a
Oh,
car
fancy
that.
that.
Gets from point A to point B.
I do.
And what do you think of a car to you? What is important about a vehicle?
It gets me from point A to point B, and it doesn't make me look like a sissy,
Okay.
That's the only requirement you have.
basically.
I mean, that's a short list, my friend.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cars in the world
a
that
lot
fill
of
that.
vagary with doesn't make me look like a sissy.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely don't want to be going up the freeway, and all I can hit is like 60.
Okay,
Okay.
so no
Going up the
mopeds.
hill. Yeah.
Got it.
I don't even
Got
think
it.
you'll let you get on the
At least a V6.
highway with that. At least a V6. All right.
Okay. All right. We're getting up there in criteria here.
Yeah.
Okay.
What am
Name
I
brand.
doing?
American made or foreign? Do you care?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. All right. Okay.
Kia Spectra with a 6-cylinder.
All right,
There you
well,
go.
fine
You're
with that.
good. You're good. You could pimp that out. You
I'm
could.
not
You could.
go- yeah,
Sure, I'm sure
that's-
there's an AutoZone right down the street that's got everything you need, all the chrome stick-on you could ever want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dual blades
true.
for the wipers,
You
you
can
know,
do that all yourself.
I'll tell you what I'm not doing.
a Crown air freshener.
I have a big problem with people that put spoilers on their car, depending on the car, I guess.
I agree with you
I
100%
don't
on
like
that one.
Not a big fan of giant rims.
He's not into
Not
downforce
into that.
or wide
Pimp My
tires.
Ride would be like that was the nightmare scenario for me. Like if that ever happened.
Really?
So you don't want an aquarium in your car so that you can feed
Can you
your fish
imagine?
while you drive?
We heard you like fish, so we got fish inside your car.
That is amazing. Could you imagine if they did pimp your ride and you like started crying? You were like, "Can I have my fucking car back, please?"
I would rather them just like just give me half of the car.
Yeah.
I always laughed at the fact they never did anything mechanical to it, so I thought, oh, watch this
know.
transmission just take a shit
Yeah.
while your fucking goldfish are in the back swimming around like a bunch of idiots.
And at least you have goldfish in your car.
You
Yeah.
do have goldfish in your car, which you're the only one. Most of those people actually sold their
Gold
cars.
lame seats.
Yeah, because everyone needs a hot tub in the back of their Chevelle.
That I can kind of get into.
Really? Could you? Right?
Yeah, you actually just put two good things together.
I did sorta.
It's like peanut butter and jelly,
I did sorta.
and then you just threw a little chocolate
A
on it.
lot of STDs and a lot of sex have been tried in both.
I'd say there's a lot of probably success rates with the STDs.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
The sex is probably,
In both of them,
Here
it's
and
really
there.
slippery
Yeah.
depending on how wet it gets.
but
There you go.
there you do go. So I do know, speaking back to, or going back to talking about film,
Yeah.
and Katee Sackhoff, you know that thing that you do?
Yeah, on a good day, I like to think that I do that. Other days, I'm just an
You're
unemployed
just,
actor.
when is Oculus hitting the shelves?
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't either.
don't know.
I did not see it at the Red Box last time
It's
I was
not
there.
out yet. I know that because it just came out in the UK. So I know that they would stagger that so people couldn't burn that, I think.
I did not see that
know.
in the movie theater, I'll be honest.
You didn't.
But then again, I in general don't like to go to horror films in the theater
Really?
because I feel like it's more of a personal experience. I feel like most horror movies don't. Being on a big screen doesn't really make it all that much better. If
It's true.
anything, being at home is now. I'll say when I watch movies at home, I have a surround sound system, and that's not to say like, oh, I'm some big fancy
Mm-hmm.
fucking cocksucker. The thing is, I have my cocksucking is very
I was
blue
gonna
collar,
say.
it's incredibly blue collar.
Krusty the Clown.
No,
Yeah.
it's salt of the earth cocksucking.
Good. You got to have some standards.
So, I mean, the Mormons would approve of my cocksucking.
Perfect.
It's so plain Jane.
That's great. We're going to try to
Common man.
offend everybody today.
I'm sure there are plenty of Mormons that enjoy having their cock sucked.
I don't know who in their right mind decided to put you and I in a room together with microphones and
So,
people listening, because this is a whole hell of a lot of problems waiting to happen.
It could have been worse, to be perfectly honest.
could have been worse.
No, I surround sound systems, and this is for anyone out there that you want to improve your listening experience. One route to go is to simply buy a used receiver of some sort off of Craigslist or what have you, pawn shops, electronics, their value declines incredibly fast, even the minute from being bought. And I used to work in a pawn shop, and I remember looking at the blue books on this and how what you could give for a loan on it versus buying it off of the person outright.
You worked in a pawn shop? Let's step back to that for a second, because I worked in a movie theater and you worked in a pawn shop. That makes complete fucking sense to me.
But the main thing that I did in the pawn shop, I mean, I worked the pawn side I worked the pawn side on occasion when it was necessary, but really what I did is I sold guns, ammo, and knives.
Welcome to Cascadia, people.
Yeah, exactly. I ended up being head of the knife department. It's amazing. I had connections with Benchmade and Randall knives. Randall's, by the way, they have such a deep waiting list, and they're #1 knife for the U.S. Special Forces, especially the Army Rangers. Really?
I have Kershaw knives.
Kershaw is great. I used to sell a lot of Kershaw knives. They come blisteringly sharp from the factory.
Yes, they do. And Kershaws are really amazing for women to have for pockets, because they make a really short, like 3-inch, that's really kind of slim and fits in a woman's pocket.
So that's for all you ladies that say, it's all about size.
Yeah, you can get a little one as long as it's sharp.
So I'm a big fan of Cold Steel myself.
Me too.
And there you have it. So, so I used to, anyways, working in pawn, I learned about the reduction in value of electronics and how staggeringly bad it was. But go ahead, find yourself a little 5.1, just a little receiver, Onkyo, Denon, what have you, Iowa. I don't even know if they're in business anymore, Kenwood.
Yeah.
Plenty of them. And then you can go ahead and just pick up even just some regular stereo speakers and run some cord. Boom. That's a first step.
Pretty easy, actually.
Right. And then if you don't even want to fuck with tailoring your own deal, any of those home theater in a box setups from your major,
like high-end Bose,
not even that. I mean, like your Samsung, LG, Sony's, whatever, $400
you can get that stuff at Target, right?
Right. And any of those set up in most viewing environments that in your house or your apartment or whatever will provide plenty of sound for that listening area, because it's not that big.
Yeah.
Lots of pleasure.
Listening pleasure was the word you were looking for. Yeah.
I was actually trying to talk about the actual area of what you're trying to...
Like where your couches are.
Well, yeah, and how big your walls are, how much space between them, where your center of... where the viewing center is, and where you want the sound to intersect for the viewer. Right.
I am with you 150% my friend. Totally. Totes my goats. So, totally with you.
In that case, watching a horror movie at home to me is way better than going to the theater in general, but that's just a personal preference.
I think that horror movies are actually easier to watch at the theater because they're not as scary in theater. I think at home they're 10 times more terrifying, because all of a sudden, especially if it's like a psychological thriller, all of a sudden you're starting to close blinds because you're like, oh God, my windows are open. Starting closing. These are women things though.
I usually just start getting more naked.
Do you?
I feel like if someone is that
an interesting way to handle that.
Interested enough into either, I have no idea.
Look at you through the blinds.
Yeah, then get it all. If you can hang out for that, then
you
now
put on a show.
Yeah, we've got something to deal with here.
Give it a little shaky poo.
Now I feel like I'm dealing with somebody that really has some purpose in this.
Well, some taste too, because they probably skimmed, other options, and they settled onto
me, the
War Master.
Exactly, butt cheeks askew.
Butt cheeks askew. Butt cheeks askew. You mean bending over? You're twerking against the glass?
No, I just figured I would just wink at him with my brown eye.
There you go. That's an option.
Yeah.
That is an option. I would stand there with my hands over my head so my boobs look 25. I would.
Just
to bring it. It's all cyclical. Bring it back to where we started.
Just a constant
pirouette. Constant, right?
So Oculus.
Yeah, so Oculus. You can watch that.
How often were your arms over your head in Oculus?
I am not nude in Oculus.
Oh.
Sorry to destroy it there for you kids.
You weren't just walking into door jams in every scene and just throwing
my
your
arms
above
my head? No, not at all. Not at all.
It looked like a pretty freaky film, though.
It is a freaky movie. You should watch it. I think you would actually like it because it's smart, like you. And it's got myself and Rory Cochrane in it because he was in Dazed and Confused, and we have to love him. It has Amy Pond in it. Little, bringing that sci-fi world all together. And it's kind of awesome movie. Kind of awesome. I actually am really proud of that movie. It's a really, really cool movie. Proud of my performance. Proud of the rest of the cast. Like, really good movie. Director's great. Writer's great. Awesome.
Filmed it in Louisiana, right?
No. Well, I mean, I was in Louisiana because I was going back and forth, but we actually filmed in Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile.
Where on the days that I had nothing to do, I would actually go hang out at the Bass Pro Shop because it was in the same parking lot as the JCPenney and my hotel.
Did you push out any little children at the little fishing pools they probably got in there?
They do have the fishing.
And were you like just snagging people's trout from them? Hey, little 6-year-old, yeah, take that.
No, but I would go to the shooting range there constantly.
They have a shooting range in the Bass Pro Shop.
Well, it's one of the ones that they have at like fairs where the red light. Yeah, it's that one. It's not like an actual like, hey, can I try out this Glock? No, it's not that. But that would be kind of fun though. Really, really. I actually enjoyed Mobile, Alabama. I have to tell you, it was a really cool place to spend some time. They had a crawfish festival, was it a shrimp festival? I don't remember, but it was really awesome.
Could be both.
Listen, they're so close together. They all got a little meat, and you got to peel a shell, so it's the same thing.
Well, I know where I'm, gonna set my next vacation.
Listen, Mobile, Alabama, and the people were amazing. But I do have to say, one really, really nice restaurant there, and I went, and I asked them what the vegetable.
Was it called Hogmaws?
No, it's called Felix's, which is actually, it's really good. If you ever find yourself in Mobile, Alabama, go to Felix's. It's very good. I went constantly. However, one day I asked the little girl there, sweet as pie, what the vegetable of the day was, because I was so excited to have vegetables, because you're in the South and you got to, my family's from the South, so, God love them. But I asked her what the vegetable of the day was, and she told me it was baked beans and macaroni and cheese. And I was like, sweetheart, I'm gonna ask this question one more time just to give you a chance. And if your answer is still baked beans and macaroni and cheese, I will have both. Because if you're convinced it's a
macaroni and cheese is a vegetable,
then I will have both, because that is amazing. My hips will disagree.
I'm having a hard time getting past the idea of the Carolina Sackhoffs right now.
Well, they're not the Carolina Sackhoffs. It is the in-laws that are all from the South. Mine are, obviously, as you know.
Yeah, you all have come over to have the sweetie.
It's true. It's true. There you go. That was pretty amazing. That was impressive. You should act, my friend.
I pretend that I like people every day.
Do.
Hardly.
You sort of, yeah, you do. You did your first movie. I was very proud of you.
I did it good. I made it holler and say my name.
Yeah, you did. You made that movie your bitch.
I did. I sold that bitch too.
Yeah,
I got some back end on it.
Good for you. I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
Bitch still owes
me.
The
day I get in the ring, you'll be proud of me too.
Well, I know that for Longmire, you had to do some MMA training, actually.
Yeah,
which you came into contact with Tate Fletcher and Julie Kedzie, right?
I love them both. I love Julie and Tate. Yeah, I did.
Which one do you love more?
Tate's insane. I do like him. I like them both. They're good. Are you trying to? I don't even know. I'm trying to figure out how to figure out what you were trying to get me to say there, and I like them both. I can appreciate them both for certain reasons.
Like butter and corn.
Yeah.
On their own, they're just fine, but together they're better.
No, Tate's got a nice gym there in New Mexico, in Santa Fe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Went and he's got a CrossFit gym there, and everyone there is really, really great. And it was hard though for me to, I've spent the majority of my career like trying to cultivate this like tough, like this tough girl character.
Oh, and you have definitely done some cultivating.
Yeah, thanks. And then I had to go and do a scene where I got my ass kicked, and it was really not easy for me because they also cast a girl
because of all the kicking of ass you do in real life, all the fist fights you get into, and all the knockdown, drag 'em out brawls over
parking spaces,
my man's
shit. Yes, you don't want to fuck with me. Yeah, no. So I can pretend to be really tough. I am not though. No, not at all. If someone hit me in the face, I would cry. That's not true. I've been hit in the face before.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm sure you've already had the experience.
Yeah, on set, actors are not always the best at fighting.
Actors, I will say, are the fucking worst at fighting.
Thank you.
And they are some of the whiniest, crybabiest. Like just Trust me, dude. I'm not going to fucking hurt you.
It's true.
In fact, I'm actually more worried that your uncoordinated ass is going to hurt me.
It's going to hurt me. And it usually happens that way.
So, and guess what? I'm not going to cry about it.
Yeah.
Unless you make a scene, and then I'm going to beat your ass.
Julie Kenzie, though. Let's talk about taking it back full circle there. Julie and, God, what was the other? There were two girls.
Abuelita. Genevieve.
No. Fuck you, man. No, it was another one of the fighters at Tate's gym.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Yes, we'll go with that. Let's go with Daenerys. So they had to do a fake fight on Longmire, and they actually couldn't fake fight. They're so used to hitting each other that the thought of missing someone was completely
Well, it's
foreign.
probably better for them without the knowledge of where the cameras are going to see and what and how it's going to be picked up.
Right.
It's probably better for them to do semi-contact,
which is what they were
and get
doing.
away with it,
Yeah.
than to try and just throw this punch this way. It's
right.
As I've learned from my limited film experience that knowing how to throw the right punch at the right angle depending on how the lighting and the camera is set up is an art all to itself.
It is completely an art, and like it's like I've spent a lot of years learning how to throw punches and like take punches on film and make it look as real as possible, and do all my own stunts and stuff. So it was interesting to see actual girls come in that were professional fighters that had a hard time with that. It was kind of cool actually. Like it was fun. I was like helping them. Like it made me feel like I actually like knew what I was doing for 2 seconds with these tough girls that could actually kick my fucking ass.
And that it just goes to show that even if you know how to fight, let's say, I mean, that doesn't mean that you can pro wrestle. It doesn't mean that you can act. It doesn't mean that there's so many things that a person might take for granted and think, well, I can do that. Yeah. But the actual practice of doing it and doing it well, it's not the same thing. And when you're dealing with something as subjective as acting,
I represent Queens. I was raised out in Brooklyn.
there's
Did you get that? Did anyone get that? He said doing it and doing it well, and I said I represent Queens. I was raised out in Brooklyn. And then you gotta go.
It slipped over our.
Doesn't he eat an apple in that video?
He pretty much ingests like.
I think he plays.
He creates
got some beautiful lips.
He creates like a minor black hole with all the sucking and lip licking, and it just like stuff just gets devoured in his maw.
Women love them some LL Cool J with that mouth. Their minds just go to
as far as I know,
crazy places.
Only one woman's supposed to be loving his mouth, but
is he married?
He's been married for a long time.
I think so, probably, right? Yeah. Listen, I mean, it's fine. As actors, I heard someone say one time that was one of the funniest, most horrible, terrifying things for anyone who's ever dated an actor.
Cool J's lips?
No. Someone actually said it might have been me who created it. I don't remember. I could have heard it at some point.
Who knows?
But that it's not cheating if there's a director there. I think that
Colleen, I do not abide by this.
No, it's
I do
fine.
not abide by this concept, and I will continue my.
No, it was
my faithful.
Your faithfulness.
Yes.
Good for you. Good for you. No, it's. I think it's something that my girlfriends and I used to laugh about back in the day. That was quite funny. That would you ever date an actor? Actress or actor. I mean, either or.
No,
I
go
don't
ahead.
know
Yeah, whichever.
Either or. I don't know how you swing.
I've dated an actress for a little bit.
Have you?
So you've learned.
Not currently.
No.
That ended.
Yeah, no, I got used to that real quick.
Do you feel like you gained a valuable experience in that living in the greater LA area?
Because
she's the only. I'm pretty sure she was the only actress that I've had
really.
Experience with.
Well, they're like football players for women. We all have to date one, and then we move on.
Yeah, it sounds better on paper, and then you get there.
Yeah. Right?
Seemed like it would be cool.
Yeah.
But
she wasn't like, I don't know, like if you characterize her as like a serious. I mean,
was she a working actress?
Very insulted by me saying this, but she was like a Disney actress kind of deal.
You mean like at Disneyland?
No, like on the Disney Channel.
So she's okay, but she's working.
Well,
she's a working actress.
I think Hannah Montana might have been underage at that time.
That's the top 5% of actors in this business. Trust me, if she's on TV, she's in like the 1%. So you
I auditioned for a Hannah Montana role once. It was a bit part.
I auditioned for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when I first moved to town to be the Pink Ranger. I didn't get it. Instead, I did a Fox Family show called the Furry Mind. Yeah. Interesting little tidbit fact.
I think
there.
it ended up being a wiser choice in the long run.
Quite possibly. You know,
Because I can't remember who the hell the Pink Ranger is now.
I know. Things come back, though. Things come back. Mary Jo, what's her name? She was also in Felicity.
I remember Mary Jo, what's her name?
Yeah, she was in Felicity, right?
Bobby Joe, who's it?
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. That's his name.
Fucking Jimmy John, who gives a shit? That guy?
Yeah.
He fucking
Jimmy Crackcorn.
he washed my car the other day.
Oh, stop.
So
what? Yeah. So you never know. I don't even know what we were talking about.
Well, what we're gonna talk about is so you've got the Acting Outlaws charity ride coming up, right?
Right.
You and Trisha.
Yeah, Trisha.
Good old Trish.
Good old Trisha.
Good old TH.
Good old TJ.
Tall drink of water.
She is a tall drink of water.
Very blonde water.
She is very blonde water.
Are we
Speaking
going to
of
ride?
Canada Day.
Are we going to ride our
motorcycles?
No. Well, yes, it's a motorcycle.
Cafe racer?
Yes.
I don't know.
Why?
I think I might ride my cafe racer. It depends on what the day is like and here's what I'm saying.
I want to hear this because it's a motorcycle. I mean, it's not like
we're
talking.
It's God. Okay, that is like saying a heavyweight is like a featherweight or whatever the fuck it's called.
That's nothing. No. What we're saying
very
here
similar.
is unless we're
You're
talking
both
about
fighters, just like both motorcycles,
we're both
but
human beings.
Very different.
How about a cafe racer versus a V-twin, Sportster or
like a big fat Harley
versus we're talking street bikes. That's what we're talking about. Okay, riding posture is included, but we're talking about now in terms of weather.
Yes.
Now I would think the consideration would be dual purpose enduro whatever versus street bike. Really not. You wouldn't get any better traction or anything on a bad day with Harley versus cafe racer. The ride would be the same, I would think.
Very true. Different bike, different weight of the bike, different ability to kind of stay warm on them because of your riding posture. Also, I imagine your Harley actually has more, there's more like protection and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the first ride that the Acting Outlaws are doing is in Wyoming for Homes for Our Troops, which is
You're going to be cold.
Well, this is actually now. Like in 2 weeks. So we're going to be hotter than shit.
The wind in Wyoming is ridiculous. By the way, my biggest remembrance of Wyoming, well, two things. One is finding that all the hotels on some out of nowhere, just off the freeway, little spot full of hotels, all booked up for the night. And the one that we did stay at, some Holiday Inn or whatever the case may be, ran by East Indians. And I thought, how bad must it have been and wherever you came from that you chose to live in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming, to run a hotel? That just seems like you must be running from something.
God bless America.
Because I'm like, there's more to us than this.
It's true. However, let this be a lesson to all Americans that growing up in this country, we're very, very, very blessed and lucky with the opportunities that we're given, and people walk away from lives and move to the middle of Wyoming because it's so much better than what they left.
It really just depends on what you're trying to get out of your life. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being in the middle of nowhere doing what some person might, because to each their own. You could be doing fuck all, but yet you could be writing really important, impressive, meaningful works.
Absolutely.
Or you could be raising children that are going to go on someday to be somebody. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you cannot judge the. But even still.
Hey, Jordy Moya, this is the commercial I was talking about. It's on right now.
Oh, fantastic!
There he is.
There he is.
Jordy. Oh, it's a Bacardi commercial. It's the Bacardi rum commercial.
Oh wait, hold on. I think I'm gonna. Oh, he just said something about how giant the box is.
He did. He says Diaz has a huge box.
He says, "Oh, I can't tame this box. It's so wild and rum-filled."
Yeah,
it's on a bender. This box. Dave's box is fantastic. I've seen Dave's box up close.
Fantastic. That man is a specimen. His body is something like I have never seen. That is cray-cray. I mean, I'm sorry. I just had to drool a little bit there for all the women in the audience.
Oh, it's
woo!
Fantastic.
All right.
Having his sweaty palms groping all over my...
I would take his... No, I wouldn't. I am happily in a relationship.
But the second thing I remember about Wyoming was I couldn't seem to find a full combination of drive-through liquor store, fireworks, and gas station. I could only find fireworks and drive-through liquor store. I could find drive-through liquor store and gas station. I could find fireworks and gas station, but I couldn't find the triumvirate.
See, what the problem was is that you needed to actually head a little bit south to New Mexico.
Oh.
To an Indian reservation where all that shit is just right there.
Well, these weren't even Indian reservations. These seemed like legitimate, normal Wyoming businesses. So I remember trying to find because I wanted to drive through, get gassed up, ask them to take the top off of my Mad Dog 2020.
Fantastic.
And hand me a pile of exploding Roman candles.
You know, sometimes you just have to head to Louisiana. Because I'm leaving in 2 days, and I'm going to go straight through the drive-through daiquiri and get my 190 proof with Tang put in a blender. It is the best thing ever.
I had a car pick me up after the bull run that we did.
Yeah.
And I ended up in Louisiana. Katee was part of our Toyo Tires team.
I did. Can we say how much better I did than some of the team?
Yes, you did a lot better than some of the team.
Thank
for
you.
Sure. And you were one of the only one of us to ever talk themselves out of an actual ticket.
I was going 140 and a 50 and talked my way out of it. Who does that?
Yeah, I was just trying to get away from all these crazy people. They had me so frightened.
And then she says, well then, sweetie, why do you have the decals all over the car? And I was like, well, this is a sponsor car. We're not actually driving.
We just wanted to raise money.
I had my glasses on. I looked with Stan. I looked really, really terrified and professional, and I can't.
Stan's got the old angry Asian thing going on for him. That's Stan Chen from Toyo Tires.
We love you.
We do love you, but making fun of you is also one of the favorite things I like to do.
When he and I drove off from that police officer, it was one of the craziest, most proud moments of my life. But I was actually slightly terrified, because that's like you're going to jail.
Yeah, well, you know, so I remember being picked up in the morning to go catch my ride to the airport, and being in this town car, and the guy turns around, bless his heart, and he goes, "How you doing in the morning? Oh, you know, hey, what would you like, a beer?"
Everyone talks in Louisiana, by the way.
Would you like a beer?
Yeah.
How about a Heineken? How about a pecan pie? Like, you just carry this in a little. I could be eating some sort of off the shelf from some mini mart pecan pie thing and drinking a Heineken at 9:30 a.m. And
depending on what your circumstances were the night before, that could be really good.
But what went through my mind is that he wouldn't have considered offering it to me if A, he didn't think that was, well, that's how I spend my 9 a.m.s.
Absolutely.
Or B, hell, this is the way other people have spent their 9 a.m.s who I've picked up. In fact, maybe he used to not even have beer and pecan pies and other candy and whatever in a cooler, and just enough people were going, God, you have any fucking beer?
You know, it sounds really good right now.
Twix?
Damn it. I could really use a pecan pie, but we don't have time to stop on the way to the airport.
Can I have some Kirkland Signature bourbon and one of those popsicles that are multicolored?
Do you have any of that sexy ice? You know, the round one that fills up the whole glass?
Do you have any Jell-O shots? Do you have any Jell-O shots?
Still in the girl's titties.
Yeah.
Do you have any of that? She's in the trunk.
Yeah. We gotta refuel and rehydrate.
I literally have to pee so bad. I almost peed my pants just there. I mean, I am I can't stop moving and scratching myself on this table.
Yeah. Do you have any Jell-O shots, a vibrating bullet, and a copy of the local want ads?
Oh my God, you got into the right car. That's amazing. My friend Bob was just about to pick you up, and he doesn't have that shit.
Yeah, so he must have had a client. There's the overarching reason. And if that's how he starts his morning, what did he drink before he picked me up?
Right.
I got to the airport in one piece, clearly.
Clearly.
I don't know. I just don't know. So I'm hoping for the cafe racer, but if not, I understand.
So so in this ride, we're actually getting loaner bikes from the Deluxe Harley Davidson in Gillette, Wyoming, Sheridan, Wyoming.
Sheridan?
Shit.
Cheyenne.
Don't quote me on that. So they're actually giving us loaner Harleys, me and Trisha, for this ride in Wyoming for
What kind of
our
Harley?
troops. Hopefully a street glide. I like them bigger. Yeah. And then the ride that we're doing here in Los Angeles, November 2nd, is to benefit PATH, which is a California-based homeless organization that does a lot of amazing work in trying to get homeless back into work and self-sufficient, which is pretty amazing. And they try to do it within 3 to 6 months, which is awesome. And so that ride is November 2nd, and I'll probably be on the Harley because it's November 2nd here in California up to Angeles Crest, so it's gonna be freaking cold.
I don't think it'll be that cold.
I don't know.
Global warming the way it is.
Well, that's true. I mean, polar bears are slipping off ice caps everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there's. You know what? I bet there's someone already filming this and putting a soundtrack to it, like Big Tom, Floor Tom's getting hit, and kazoos and
me peeing.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be like a stream of
nothing
water.
but like fat guys falling noises from all the eras of old timey movies.
Yeah. And you say fat guys, and all I think is Chris Farley, fat guy in a little coat, down by the river.
Did you used to eat a lot of lead paint when you were a kid?
Me or him?
No, that was in the movie.
Oh, I forgot that.
So besides that, what else you got coming up? Comic-Con? You going down?
No, I'm not going to Comic-Con this year.
You know how many nerds are going to be heartbroken over that?
You know, you have to say nerds with all the love in the world and respect.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm one of
do.
them. I could
I
call
know
them
you're one
sweaty
of them.
basement drilling, you know.
You can. I can't.
Near pale vampires. I could do that.
You can.
I can.
You can.
I can. And you know what? I've been there with them. We've played role-playing games together. We've slung D20s.
Did you go to a furry party?
I did not, but I would.
Would you?
We had a conversation a long time ago. I was
You and I?
No, not you and
Okay.
I. You and me.
Stop.
We did not. I was in a car, and apparently a UFC event, or maybe it was a Strike Force. I think it was a Strike Force event. Had booked a hotel in Philadelphia, and they, at the same time that the hotel they had booked to stay at, there was a furry convention going on in the hotel at the so you've got these two very probably not that dissimilar demographics of furries and MMA fighters all sort of.
Explain what a furry is.
A furry is somebody that dresses up in animal costume and takes on a bit of an anthropomorphic aspect of being an animal for a sexual fetish.
And they have furry parties where they go in and they just, I think they leave their hats on, the head on, and take their clothes off and have massive fucking orgies.
I think no. They leave it all on. They have
Would you dip
they have
your
pouches
stick into
and
something
zips.
You didn't know what it was?
So hold on. Here's the thing. So we're having this conversation like, oh man, it was Herschel Walker's in the car.
You become Southern again.
He goes, Herschel Walker, he's from good old Texas boy he is. Or no, he's Georgia. Sorry, my bad. Wow. He played for the Dallas Cowboys, but he's actually a Georgia Bulldog.
He's Georgia.
So good old Herschel Walker is going, man, I can't know if I can do a good Herschel. He's like, well, they had this furry party going on. I just don't even know about all that. Everything was cool, and these guys come up to me. I took a picture with them and everything, but man, I don't know about all this furry stuff. And someone turned to me and they go, well, what do you think about it? I mean, man, I don't know if I gotta go up. Man, I'd fuck the shit out of a furry back then. If I was single, I'd have just fucking ran tail right through all these squirrels.
Literally ran tail.
Squirrels and marmots.
Non-discriminatory.
Fuck the shit out of
every hole. You
out
wouldn't
of a bowl.
Wouldn't even looked.
Yeah,
like,
but here's the thing, and then they're like, but that very same question goes. The first thing is like, how would you know if it was a guy? I'm like I couldn't tell. As soon as I start, you're always gonna dip the pinky first, at least to take a little. Little thing. You're like, oh look, there's balls. Get away from me.
That's true.
Get away from me, field mouse.
I thought you meant you were gonna do a smell test. That's horrible.
No. But I mean, it's like, all right, cool. It's wet and probably also hairy. So let's why not? What kind of a story would I have to tell someday that I just went and ravaged,
your
a couple
kids
weasels,
would be so proud,
and a striped skink.
It's like a My Little Pony.
Oh wait, that would be a lizard. But no, lizards I guess are included in furries.
You know what? I don't know. My Little Pony people, right?
Bronies.
Oh,
Bronies.
you guys are terrifying me. You're taking everying from my childhood
but nothing,
and bastardizing it.
Yeah, but nothing really compares to the people that put themselves in inflatable, water outfits. So I mean, like, so if you had like a shark that you're supposed to blow up and put into a pool, they put themselves in the shark thing and blow it up around them. And the idea of being in this inflated.
I dated a guy once. I still make fun of him.
I like this. Where this is going?
No, this is actually, he's a really good friend of mine still. But he did like one of those photo shoots where they go into a photo bank, and it was him on a whale, like one of those blow up whales, and they use it on the cover of the box. So every summer I go into Kmart or like Target, he's on the cover of the floating whale box still. Wow. It's so good. Well, it's such a beautiful way.
Now imagine this guy actually cutting and re-sewing this thing or re-adhering it so that he's now inside the whale, squeaking around, like, I don't know, rubbing his penis up against a bunch of inflated vinyl.
Dolphins do rape people.
They do rape people.
They do.
So I mean, if I'm ever in the sea and a dolphin comes up to me in an untoward manner without even buying me a drink first, I will fuck his shit up and mace him right in the face.
If a dolphin was coming to rape me, there's a side to me that may go, I wonder what this is going to feel like. I'm just going to go out
How
on a
adept
limb.
is dolphin?
I'm going to go out on a limb and just question whether or not I would really push him away and say no.
Dolphins are supposedly connected to the multiverse as it exists in quantum physics, blah blah blah. They're also written about in Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide for the Galaxy.
Okay.
So maybe they are fantastic lovers.
Maybe. I mean,
maybe it's not rape. Maybe it's just.
I guarantee you that I have slept with men that are worse in bed than a dolphin. I am just gonna.
Care to name names?
I am gonna go no, because that is really cruel. But I'm going to say that there's a side to me that may go, why not?
It's almost a dolphin noise as it is. I think you could probably incur dolphin rape if you did that underwater.
It's probably true. Could you imagine? I'm going to go underwater the next time I'm in Mexico and just go,
see what happens.
See what happens.
And you're like, honey, no, the dolphin raped me.
Make sure it's that time of the month. Scott's
rape.
like, what are you doing in the water, Katee? Nothing. Nothing at all.
Just seeing what the allure of SeaWorld is.
Just wondering.
Why do you have a bunch of sardines stuffed in your bikini?
I have no idea.
Why are you
I have no idea.
Why are you chumming the water and putting in spermicidal cream?
Oh my God, that is amazing.
Is the dolphin gonna pull out, or is you gonna?
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to.
It's a furious animal.
Katee, why do you have an oxygen mask on already? I don't know. I'm just waiting.
Why do you have a hole cut? A hole cut in the bottom of your wetsuit with a target on your asshole.
The big target. It says "Dolphins welcome here."
Yeah.
Because they're smart. They can read.
Yeah, sure they can. I think they can speak Spanish.
Totally. That's a good question. Would the dolphins in Mexico speak Spanish?
Oh, no doubt. I'm sure it depends if they're on the Baja side of things. They're really more Tecate dolphins. Okay. And if they're on the land side, they're more Corona dolphins.
I am with you. You are... Don't let anyone ever tell you you're just a pretty face or stupid.
I've never had the first, and I've heard the latter plenty, so...
I don't remember. Yes, got it. All right.
Yeah, it's a conversation about intelligence, and we had to wonder about the word the latter.
A conversation about intelligence taking place immediately after a conversation about dolphin rape.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well,
it's
you know what? That's really
seamless transition.
It's one of the things Evan was hoping that we would broach on this podcast. So I'm glad that you've been able to bring this to light.
I like to bring everything down a notch. Yeah.
Bring it to your level.
I do like to bring it down to my level. I think that then every time I go and talk to someone in public, they don't expect too much.
Setting that bar low.
It's true. You gotta set that bar right between not very smart and really inappropriate. It's a bar.
Oh, you were really good in Sexy Evil Genius, by the way. And we don't have a whole lot of time to get into all that, but it's
we don't need to
speaking
talk about me anymore.
Speaking of just indie film, as we have sort of brushed on a little bit earlier, that was a fantastic little gem, all character driven.
Thank you.
Basically, one location the whole time.
Yeah.
And it was excellent. Yeah, just about.
Yeah, the only thing that would have made the movie better is if we'd covered it with fake fucking grass.
AstroTurf?
Cut our arms every
Scrape
time we
our arms
move.
on, yeah.
How many women have been at this table? Because I can't imagine.
Not many.
Because I know Colleen was here.
No.
Hasn't she been here?
Mm-mm.
Hasn't she not been here?
Hasn't she not been here? I guess the answer would be no, she hasn't not.
Perfect.
Never, no. And
All I'm saying is that if women were here, they would, with our soft undersided arms,
your
this would
delicate
change.
underbelly.
This
We had a
would
woman here
change.
right before this podcast.
Did you?
Mhm.
Did she have delicate arms?
No. I would
Okay.
have to say no.
Okay. Because this feels like the underside of my arms feel like when you've been making out with someone with a beard, like stubble.
Oh, you mean
For-
you can change it from beard back to stubble? So
Like,
you-
oh.
Because I'm looking at you with a full beard and thinking that actually looks kind of soft and
No,
scrumptious.
it's quite lush.
It's crazy soft.
It looks crazy soft. You know, it doesn't feel like
Test it out.
like this table on your face.
Just go ahead, give it a test
Give it
run.
a-
It's
give
a
it a-
test drive.
better than that.
Give it a. It's better than this. It's better than this, Josh.
Come here, Evan.
Evan, I'm gonna need to see your. I'm gonna need to feel your face.
Yes.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
get
need
over
to
here.
feel your face
Right here.
because this is. See, this is soft. Josh's
This
is
the first
soft.
official beard test.
Right here,
This
right
is
here.
okay. We got to move in because
Like
God
in the middle
forbid.
there?
Yeah, right
God
here.
forbid people miss this.
Okay, we're gonna go cheek to cheek.
We're
here.
gonna see this. We're gonna see this.
cheek to cheek. All right. That's very lush.
Yeah,
I didn't even smell like soup.
That's really soft.
that's nice, right?
It's really
Yeah.
soft.
Get that
It's
all in
really.
Yeah, really
It's
take it all
really-
in.
You had an
really
enchilada
nice.
earlier though, didn't you?
It's really soft. I mean, do you use Wen in there?
I use beard oil. I make it myself.
Are you big on?
That's really
Are you big on?
soft.
Are
I
you
told
big
you.
on late night infomercial hair care products?
Hey, listen, I'm obsessed with that shit. I sell more of that. Just
You
with
and Victor Webster
Show that guy what's
both
up.
Victor Webster too.
loves
You know,
Wen.
you can shave with Wen. It's an amazing product. So if you ever want to shave that off, use some Wen. Victor
not
Webster
going
likes Wen.
Victor Webster, yeah, he went a whole thing to me about when I was showering at his place, and he's like, "Oh well, you know, I just use Wen every now and again. I don't always
Yeah,
shower
he
my hair. I
does.
like natural oils."
Yeah.
And like, good God,
He
when
is
are we
a
getting
girl.
a pedicure?
He's amazing.
He is. He is a very. He is my hottest date.
He would. Yeah, he is. I mean,
I've
that's
had
a
him on my
dude.
arm at many of events.
I have not. One of the moments. There's a moment with Victor
Oh,
Webster.
I know which moment this is going to be, and it's only just going to make his
head bigger?
Yes, but it's fine.
Well,
You
depends
know
on
what?
which
He's
one.
a very, very pretty man.
He is a
so-
pretty man, and he knows all about this. There was a moment with myself and one of my very close gay friends, and a big pack of guys riding motorcycles during the writer's strike. Because what else are actors going to do during the writer's strike but, you know, fuck off and ride motorcycles? And so we were in the back of the pack, and the rule is that if someone breaks down in front of you, everyone behind them stops. Like, that's just kind of like, you don't pass them. Like, that's your buddy. So Victor's bike has a problem because it's like a Frankenstein bike.
Yes, it's
And,
often having problems. but-
Often. He pulls over. Me and my gay friend are pulled over to the side of the street at this point because we are the only two behind him. And Victor proceeds to get on his hands and knees and with bloody knuckles and his ass sticking out of his pants, dripping sweat, he fixes his bike. His knuckles are all bloody. He takes his handkerchief out of his back pocket, rips it with his fucking teeth, wraps up his hands, gets back on the bike, and just drives away. And we were standing there completely silent and both looked at each other, and my gay friend goes, "I saw him first," and just jumped on his bike and drove away. It was one of the hottest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I shit you not, that moment, that is a wet dream. That is what wet dreams are made of.
I imagine it involved a lot of slow motion,
In my mind now, it
bass
does.
guitar,
Yeah.
and soft lighting.
Yeah. A fan, too. with his hair.
all the things that women's wet dreams are made of.
Victor Webster. I love you, honey. I'm speaking to my fiance, not Victor,
Oh, right.
not Victor Webster.
Vic, honey, Vic, baby.
Vic, I love you, Victor.
Love you, Vic. I'll tell Victor I love him. I've told him I love him before.
I love Victor
I do.
as friends,
I
just like I love you.
love him in the most hetero, gratifyingly, physically acceptable.
He is your dolphin. They're
He is my dolphin. He is part of what completes me in some ways.
It's true. It's very true. Yeah.
He is the end to my Human Centipede.
Oh, that is amazing. That movie gave me fucking nightmares.
That's so intimate.
Really did. It is intimate, right? Could you imagine?
You know,
in
Evan,
your
I
big
feel like
Jerry
we're.
Maguire moment,
I feel like you complete me with your bowel movements.
right? It's amazing.
Yeah.
You satiate me.
You nourish my.
You do. You satiate me.
Oh, there's people fighting on the TV. Imagine
Hey,
that.
look at that's like MMA stuff that you do. That
UFC
fighty stuff.
1-on-1.
Yay. And then soccer on the other side. We couldn't go from a sport
Oh, it's Jake Glazer.
where guys
And Uriah Faber. Somebody Jay's taller than. I love Jay.
I love on one side of the
Mini
screen though
Goldberg.
that we have guys literally beating the shit out of each other, and then on the left side of the screen we have
Guys
pretending to be hurt and biting each other because it's part of the sport, and he fell on him.
I think biting is probably one of the coolest things that happen to soccer.
You know, I agree with you 100%. I think that I would like to see 5 soccer players get in a ring with 5 hockey players. With fucking skates on.
Because you just want to see the soccer players get the shit kicked out of them?
I just think it would be amazing. I think it's the two closest. I think it's 2 sports that have the closest rules ever.
But fighting is allowed in hockey, not in soccer.
And you bite people in soccer. So I think if you take their skates off,
I don't think they actually
it would be
said that
amazing.
biting was acceptable. And I don't. Wasn't
He
there
did
like
it twice. He did it twice. Shame on you. You do it once. To do it twice. Shame on me.
shame on me for getting bit. Shame on me for getting bit by some, I don't know, overzealous Guatemalan or what was
Right?
he?
I don't even know.
He's done it 3 times.
3 times.
Maybe
Look
he
at
was
that.
famished.
Look at, and there's a USA fan biting a fan. There, another, not a fan, a frisbee.
Oh.
Showing teeth. USA bites plastic, and the other teams bite each other. It's amazing. Could you imagine if a UFC fighter in the middle of a fight bit someone?
It's
Oh,
happened.
wait, it happened.
Yes. Gerard Gordeau
Yeah.
versus Hoist Gracie, UFC 1. Also, apparently, Frank Mir versus Wes Sims, first fight they had.
Really?
Part of the reason why Wes Sims went completely apeshit and started stomping and soccer kicking Frank Mir as soon as he got on top was because Frank, it was Mike Kyle bit Wes Sims in the chest twice. You can
In
see
the
the teeth marks.
chest.
But no, but with the Frank Mir
In
thing.
some circles, that's just foreplay.
Yeah, no, exactly. If there was a little more hair involved and some leather and a motorcycle, I think it would have been completely acceptable. But Frank Mir is on top of Wes Sims, and he's trying to choke him. He keeps trying to work a short choke, and he's talking shit in his ear the entire time, just trying to rip his nose. And I don't know. I think Wes said he poked him in the eye, did whatever. He was just being a total asshole, I guess, and just John in his ear. So as soon as Wes reversed the position, he was like, "Fuck you," and just started stomping a mud hole right into him.
Really?
And of course, not allowed in the UFC at that point in time.
Yeah.
So he loses by DQ. Frank did get knocked out by foot stomps. So I mean, it's really 6 and 1/2 dozen or the other, sort of.
Right.
In the rematch, though, Mir knocked him out with a punch, 3rd round.
Really?
But Wes Sims got bit. Mike Kyle.
Wow.
Right there, right? You'd think it'd be hard to bite someone with a mouthpiece in. But
I was going to say, you'd think that would kind of like eliminate the biting factor if, you've got a mouthpiece in. Could you imagine in all porn they just put mouthpieces in girls before they... I don't know where... I was trying to think of
I don't think that would have
sports.
helped that much. I think it would just really sort of get in the way.
I think it's because I have to pee so bad, I'm unfocused on anything other than the bathroom and holding it. I need one of those little girly things that they have a girl thingy.
A squatty
to pee.
potty?
Is that what it's called? Because
No.
I'm literally twisting right now. Like, this grass is starting to look really good to me.
I completely endorse you relieving yourself on this AstroTurf. Be my
Can't.
guest.
I have to hold it. How much time do we have left? I don't
We-
think I can hold it.
Actually,
I
we
really don't.
we are plenty of
Really?
we don't have any more time.
Awesome. I'm seriously gonna pee my pants. Where's the closest bathroom?
It's
Because
just got
this is drop microphone.
All
pee.
right. Let me go into a closing montage here.
Go.
So, thank you, Katee Sackhoff, for being our guest today, and for Josh Barnett Conquers the World 3rd podcast. Where can we find you on the interwebs?
At Katee Sackhoff is Twitter, actingoutlaws.org, and KatieSackhoff.com.
Do you know Instagram?
No.
Facebook fan page?
No.
All right, cool. Works for us.
What are we gonna see you in?
Nothing. Longmire right now.
Longmire on A&E.
Holy crap, I'm peeing my pants. Longmire and A&E. I gotta go to the bathroom.
I am Josh Barnett. You can find me at Josh L. Barnett on Twitter and on Instagram. Good luck with that. Hope it all comes out well. And you can also follow up more on what is going on, more of a information aspect when it comes to the podcast with at JB Conkers on Twitter. We will put a lot of information up there to keep you guys abreast. But of course, I will also put out my due diligence to make sure you guys tune in. Thanks for watching again. I'm signing off for Evan, obviously, and for Katee. Download us on SoundCloud, iTunes, or come take a look at us on foxsports.com. Go out there, do something worthwhile. Be the drop in the water that makes the change that you want to see in the world. And always, death to false metal.